Morning, Christine Regan Lake here. Hope all is well. Welcome back to Love, Sex, and Money. So, today I want to talk to you about learning how to fill your own cup. Now, what do I mean by filling your own cup? So, to fill your own cup means that you don't seek other people to fill your lack of self love. When people have a lack of self love, what they tend to do, they'll either seek it through people or substances or money, whatever, distractions, right? So when you have a lack of self love, you go to find people or situations that will fill the void that you're feeling because you can't handle those feelings of inadequacy, those feelings of not being enough and things like that. And the problem is you go from relationship to relationship thinking that somebody else is supposed to fill that cup, that's supposed to make you feel like you're worthy enough and that they're, you know, basically build you up and to make you everything that you're not, right? So that doesn't work. It doesn't work because self-love must come from within. We must learn to fill our own cup. Now, the challenge is that people go about this process very unconsciously, right? So when someone may have a feeling of a lack of self-worth, self-love, what they sometimes do, coming from a like kind of a narcissistic, unconscious place, is they try to take it from their partner, right? So a narcissist might be attracted to somebody who is very self-confident, and they covet the self-confidence that that person has. So what they do is they'll try to take that self-confidence from them, and the strategy that they use to do that is typically to put that person down, to try to the narcissist will elevate themselves and talk down to the other person, thinking then in that process that false feeling of temporarily rising above that person and being in a kind of elevated superior role to them by putting them down, by speaking down to them. Somehow that's like feeding self-confidence, which is a total ego trick. It's completely worthless. It has no value. It doesn't do anything but destroy the relationship and destroy the other human being. So people who don't know how to fill their own cup will try to take those attributes and those things in other people that they don't have themselves. So, obviously that's a very unproductive, unhealthy, and toxic way to go about meeting your needs. Now, the other way that you can go about it is that, when you're attracted to somebody, whether it's a supervisor, a boss, a romantic partner, is that you're drawn to that person because they have attributes that you don't have and you desire to have within yourself. Right? So you want to be more self-confident, you want to be more savvy, you want to be a better public speaker, you want to be whatever, right? So instead of trying to take it from that other person, you can have that connection with that other individual, and you can use them as a point of inspiration and say, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And if they can have that experience, I can have that experience. And you go within and you start to do the inner work of what can I do to help me get out of my comfort zone? What can I do to help me build my self-confidence? What can I do to help me to have more self-love, to be kinder to myself, to be more gentle and loving with myself, whatever, right? So whatever it is that that you want in another person, those things that help give you self-love, self-respect, dignity, kindness, caring, whatever. So you see those attributes in other people, and instead of expecting them to give it to you or pour it into you or you to have to take it from them, it's all about using that person, not using them, I don't even like that word, but it's about being conscious of when you're in connection with that person, that you will be able to use that opportunity, use your connection as a source of inspiration, and know that you have it within yourself, and it's just about germinating and nourishing and growing that within yourself rather than trying to take it from somebody else. And the thing to realize is that when you're in a healthy, loving connection, you have a beautiful opportunity to co-create within each other, um, your highest and best selves, right? So in an intimate connection where you feel truly safe and loving, um, you have the opportunity to inspire each other and to build each other up, to support each other in growing in that connection together, growing your own self-love, encouraging that person to have self-love, encouraging that person to have boundaries, things like that. Now the challenge is, though, so now you get into a really healthy co-creating relationship where you're both nourishing each other. In the beginning of the relationship, there might have been stronger pull and magnetism because you might have been drawn to that person because they had attributes that you want to have. And so you had this magnetic pull. As you're in the relationship for a longer period of time, and then those attributes start to grow within yourself, now the magnetism can go down. But if you're aware of why that's happening, you can make a conscious decision to find new ways to bring passion and magnetism into the relationship without it having to be dull, and thinking that, like, well, because that attraction isn't as strong, it must mean I don't love them anymore. No, it's just about understanding the dynamics of anything. It's so important. Relationships are the most complex and the most incredible connections that we have in our life. And your intimate relationship is obviously one of the most important ones that you're going to have in your life. And that's why it's so important to understand the dynamics of how energy works. It's important to understand the dynamics of both safety and desire, right? Because love makes you feel safe, but when you feel safe, that diminishes desire, because desire is about the unknown, right? So like safe love is here, and love is here, and then desire is here, and then they're on two different poles of it, right? So it's about learning to dance with the energy in the relationship of being able to feel safe, yet while still cultivating desire in the relationship by keeping things unknown or hidden. I don't want to say unknown or hidden, but just keeping things alive and passionate, and certain levels of anticipation and expectation in the relationship that keep things exciting, so that you can have that balance between safety and desire and adventure, right? Because they're on different energy poles. But so I kind of covered a few different things today, but it's really about what I mostly really just wanted to talk about was that if you want to have everything I talk about is all about like healthy, loving, amazing, dynamic, ecstatic relationships, right? If you want to have that, if you want to have a healthy, intimate relationship, you have to know yourself. You have to do the inner work to go in and understand where your wounding is, understand where your defenses are, understand where your ego gets triggered. If you are completely oblivious and unconscious to who you are, what triggers you, you are going to struggle in relationships because you're completely blind and you're in the passenger seat of your relationship. To be in the driver's seat of your relationship and actually have a certain level of I don't want to say control, but command over how you respond to situations instead of being an unconscious kind of triggered robot that operates purely in a reactionary state every time you get triggered, you're going to suffer in love. That's why there is no replacement for doing your inner work. There is no replacement for learning how to love yourself and fill your own cup. A healthy, loving relationship is a conscious relationship, and toxic, dysfunctional relationships are ones that are unconscious, where the people don't know what's driving them. They don't know what their triggers are, right? So they're just operating out of triggered reactions. You cannot have a healthy relationship out of triggered reactions, you know? So, healthy relationships are about co-creating something healthy together. And to do that, both people have to be conscious and want to be a contributing part to creating a healthy dynamic. So those are just some of my thoughts. I wanted to share that with you. I hope you found value, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.